I forgot to put myself on stage. But welcome to another edition of Make Every Second Count Live with me, your host, an international award-winning Make Every Second Count speaker. Now, boy, oh boy, am I pumped up about tonight. We have a very interesting guy, and I can't wait for you to meet him. But first, I have to ask if you would please share this out. Invite lots of people to watch it. In fact, just tag some people in the comments. That would help out immensely. And then keep the comments coming. We want to have more of a conversation than just make a presentation. Also, keep the thumbs up, hearts, frowny faces, cry faces. You can even get mad at us. I don't mind. But keep those coming, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of this season 10. And with no further ado, I would like to bring to the stage the Doctor. Hey, how are you, Doc?
Good to be here, man.
I am so glad to have you. So, if you would like to go through a short introduction about yourself, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what you do. I am going to be inviting a few people on my phone so we get some people in here watching.
Hey guys, my name is Dr. Robb Kelly over in San Antonio, Texas. But as you can tell by the accent, I'm not from Texas. I'm from Manchester, United Kingdom. I'm an addiction doctor. I'm a psych doctor. I'm a neuroscience doctor. We deal with addiction, alcoholism, depression, PTSD, anxiety, Alzheimer's. We just started research onto Alzheimer's. We have 5 offices around the world, which keeps us busy. And we just love helping people. I have books out there, TV, I've done all the above. I'm just loving life right now. So, yeah.
That is so good. So I know from my own personal experience that life has a tendency to throw things in the way, tries to hold us back from climbing that ladder of success. Now, mine was I was in a severe car accident when I was 17. I spent 2.5 months in a coma, and I wasn't supposed to be walking right now, but I am. And I like to show people that they have to grow through things in life. They can't just go through them, because if they just go through them, they will often repeat those until they learn that one lesson that thing is supposed to teach you. So, has there been anything in your life that you have had to grow through?
The first thing I want to say is alcoholism. I was born into an alcoholic family. So, one of the things we need to understand is alcoholics are born and drug addicts are made. So, I was born into an alcoholic family. So, from day one, as soon as I drink, which was 9 years old, on stage with my musical family, it set the system off, and eventually, over the years, it got a hold of me. I got married, got 2 beautiful little girls. Alcoholism stripped me of them, stripped me of my home. Mom and dad disowned me, brother and sister disowned me. I lost my job, my license to practice. I lost everything and ended up homeless on the streets of Manchester, United Kingdom. I actually died twice on the streets. I tried to kill myself, and they brought me back to life. And I was so annoyed at them, paramedics, because I didn't want to live. I just wanted to die. So that would be it. I mean, I had nothing. I was begging out of garbage bins to eat. I was sleeping under benches, under trees. I was begging for money during the day, and just completely drunk and wasted. So I didn't go to sleep. I went unconscious, and then I came round the other day, or whatever time it was, I woke up, and I'd repeat that cycle. So the cycle we're talking about, neuroscience pertaining to, is the basal ganglia, which is our repetition and strength and confirms part of an action or a thought pattern, whether that be good or bad.
Wow. That was a lot there, and I thank you for revealing all that stuff. So, how exactly did it make you feel when you were eating out of trash cans?
Well, I came from the projects, so a very rough projects where you had to fight at an early age. There was very little money around. I belonged to gangs. So I built myself up away from that. I had my own house, my own company. Was probably doing $1 million or £1 million a year. So it wasn't such a shock from where I come from, but it was a shock to where it taken me because all of a sudden, literally, I didn't know I had a problem. I didn't know the drink problem. I do remember stabbing my wife 3 times one night because she wouldn't let me finish a bottle of vodka. I remember that. I remember my girls being taken off me at the ages 1 and 3, and my 3-year-old says, "Daddy, Daddy, please stop drinking." I remember that, but the rest
Wow.
is a blur. So it was survival mode for me. So yeah, it was. I remember sitting on the streets for the first time on a bus shelter bench, thinking to myself, "What the hell just happened? Where did that go wrong?" But it did, and it went wrong pretty quick for me.
So, the reason you don't remember these things, does that have anything to do with the brain? Did the brain try and block out those memories so you wouldn't be able to remember them? Or how does that work?
So the brain is very clever when it comes to keeping us sane. So subconscious is all the memories, all the bad stuff, usually that we've ever done in our life, and the brain blocks us from that, and the conscious brain tries to take care of us. So I had to pull it all out of me, and yeah, it was a long, hard road of honesty and just pure pain for me. I studied the brain now for a good 20 years, and I class myself in the best in the world because there's not a lot of people just study the brain pertaining to addiction. There's people that study the brain for all other stuff, but when we looked at neuroscience and quantum physics behind the alcoholic and addict, it was unbelievable what we found. We have a 98% success rate with over 11,000 patients. They come from all over the place. The rich, the movie stars come, but we have a sliding scale, just like me. We work with nobody who's got nothing to billionaire movie stars. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad I made it. But there were times that I had a huge spiritual awakening on the streets as a non-believer and an atheist. And that saved my life. And since that moment, crazy stuff has been happening to me all through my life.
Yeah, that sounds like it. So I want to point out a comment here we got from Julie Boyce. She said she has been an alcoholic and slipped many times, but never has she ever wanted to die. So what in you what made you want to die compared to other people like her?
When you are stripped of everything, when all everything is gone, a lot of people can control the drinking. They can get sober. They relapse. They get back again. But there's a fine line of different kinds of alcoholics. There was no hope for me. I tried everything and anybody, and eventually abandoned by everybody. And let me just say it rightly so. So yeah, I didn't see any way out. I was a coward. I drank myself to death, and they brought me back to life. And then I slit my wrist, and it was just. I just was in that thing that I couldn't see a way out. So I say to people, I didn't actually go to hell from where I was, but I could sure see it. I could sure see it from where I was on the streets. And I just, I'd given up all hope. And the pain of my little girls, ages 1 and 3, the pain of not seeing and the damage that I'd done. It was just, it was too much for me. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle all the stuff I'd done. The kids were taken off me at one point because I was drunk for 3 days. And it's just everything I tried wasn't working, and I'd lost hope. And the only way that was going to get me out of pain was suicide. And I attempted 7 times. Jeff, it wasn't just them 2 times. I did 7 times, split my wrist. Somebody found me, tied myself to a rail track, freaking train went the opposite way, tried jumping off a building, 50 stories up, drank a bottle of vodka. That was my coward's way out, and into blackout. And instead of falling forward, I fell backwards, and it's just laughable how many times I tried to kill myself. But God had a plan for me, and the plan is today, after 30 years of being in the industry, is save a life. So when we don't do podcasts like most people do. We turn down 20 podcasts a month. Where I'm not interested. But what Courtney does is she goes out and she finds people that are changing the world, like you are, Jeff. Yes. And then she comes to me and she says, "Hey, we need to get on Jeff's show." And I trust her after 10 years of being with me. If we can save a life today, if we can encourage somebody to take a step forward, then we've done our job. You'll never see me selling books. And no, that's not what I do. I have enough money, thank you. And the idea today is, can we save a life?
Yeah, that is amazing. I love that attitude, and I have to say that I respect the journey that you have been on. I respect the journey that other people that have had a problem with drinking have been on, and it's just really cool when you can come out the other side and be stronger.
So here's the deal with people that come through. And again, this is 30 years of studying, 20 years on neuroscience before people knew it was neuroscience, because we can remap, reprogram, and change the brain. Is when people come back from stuff like that, we're geniuses. We can do anything we want to do in the world. And the medical fraternity can shout as much as they want. We're not interested. Friends, colleagues, they can all say anything they want. But once the childhood trauma is worked out, and the psychic change, which is a neural pathway change, then we're capable of anything. And most of my guys that have been through the program are doing amazing things. Hi, Julie. I quit 100 times. The problem with me is I couldn't stay stopped. So I knew, the thing is, I knew it was deeper than stop drinking. I knew it was deeper than that because I tried all that. And I was a very powerful guy, a very streetwise guy, very intelligent guy. Went to Oxford University, drove myself out the projects and made something of myself, and it wouldn't work. Well, our studies show today that alcohol has 1% to do with alcoholism, and the same with drugs or any other addiction, sex, food, cake, whatever it is, it's not the problem. How do we know that? Well, we've spent about $1.5 million on research over the years. And I can tell you now that I was stood outside a liquor store early in the morning. He let me in. He's not supposed to let me in. I'm shaking. I can't put a sentence together. I'm going into heavy DTs. And I know for a second, if I don't get alcohol or hospital in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to die on the street. That is just my experience. I was and I got to the counter, I put my £10 in, put the bottle on, and this was my reaction this day. Hey, buddy, hope you have a great day. And I remember looking at the shopkeeper, looking at the bottle, back to the shopkeeper, back at the bottle. I went, holy shit, it's not the alcohol. And then we went on many years later scientifically to prove that. So I write for Harvard. I do all these talks around and the neuroscience that we've created around us, and Breathbox, which is a branch of Robb Kelly Group, which is a software that we created to change pathways. Because I knew it just wasn't a case of, well, just stop, because I couldn't stop. I tried so many times. My girls didn't stop me, my wife, my friends, my life didn't. If you'd have said to me, Jeff, before I went in the streets, if you would have said to me, here's the deal, I'll take you into a bar, there's half a pint of whiskey and a gun, And if you drink the whiskey, you've got to use your gun on yourself. I'm taking that deal all day long. And I wanted to find out why I would do that. And that's when we got into the research. Is alcoholism is not what people think it is. It's not somebody who drinks too much alcohol. That is not the case. 1% to do with alcoholism. What's the rest? It's all to do with the trauma, the mind, the hypothalamus, basal ganglia, and the amygdala are warped in alcoholics. So let's take the hypothalamus for a second. Hey, Robert, good to see you, man. The hypothalamus is our survival part of the brain. So the hypothalamus tells people from birth, we have to drink water, eat food to survive. Primary source of keeping alive. That's it. Primal instinct. That's what we have to do. At a certain point of the alcoholic's career, I call it a career, the hypothalamus, that's why we're born, hijacks the brain and tells the alcoholic to drink alcohol to survive. That's why kids and wives and jobs, they're gone. My focus on I need to drink to stay alive. No other human being does this apart from alcoholics. And that's why it's called a disease. It's for no other reason that the brain hijacks the prefrontal cortex and says, drink, 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 all in like rattling around our head. So that's what we do. So when people come and say, well, I just stopped, or he can stop for his kids, it's like a couple of questions I ask people. Is alcoholism in your family? If there isn't any alcoholism in your family, you probably abuse alcohol. There is a fine line, but it's huge, huge. Second question I ask, when you take the first drink, can you stop? And for me was no. When I take the first drink, I will wake up in another country and you can't stop me. They're the two qualifications, because most people, oh, Jimmy around the corner, he drinks a bottle of vodka a day. He's an alcoholic. Well, did you know that alcoholism is the only self-diagnosed illness in the world? 10 DUIs don't make you an alcoholic. When I put that into my body, something happens bodily and mentally to me that's different to the guy living next door to me. I react differently, and that's alcoholism. And the more we understand about it, the more we are educated to find out what it is. It's not somebody who drinks too much alcohol, like drug addiction. Drug addicts are made, and the reason why we know that is 95% of people that come to us with a drug addiction started in the doctor's office. So they have what's called the addictive personality. When both get sober, you can do anything that you want to do in the world, and don't let anybody stop you. So if you don't think you can create an empire, if you don't think you can be happy every day, do anything that you want to be in life, I want to apologize to you, because somebody's put that there. That's not how human beings are born. We're born for greatness. I'm playing ball sometimes back home, and Johnny, where you want to be? I want an actor. What about you, Billy? I want to be a footballer. What happened to them dreams? I'll tell you, they were kicked out by family and friends. How many times have I told you, Rob, you can't go to college like your brother? You're too stupid. They were kicked out of us. My mission in life is to get them freaking dreams back, because dreams come true every single day. Every single day they come true.
Very much so. So I want to point out here that Julie Boyce has said in the comments that that's how she relapsed, because her mind convinced her it was going to make her emotions go away. So it's just powerful that certain people can relate to this stuff. And people that you would never think would have ever had problems with alcohol, just it's surprising to me.
So here's the bottom line behind that, Jeff, and I stick to this. Everybody knows somebody who has an alcohol or drug problem. And if you don't, it's probably you. It's rife. It's the biggest killer. Alcoholism kills more people than all the illnesses you can mention right now, including cancer put together. But it's not reported that way. Well, how do we know that? Well, we were allowed in Dallas, Texas, to go into a hospital. Correct, Julie, we don't want to drink. I tell you what, Julie, before you relapse that day or whatever, I could have put you on a lie detector and you would have passed saying you're not going to drink. We don't have any control of it once the mind says go. So we did research at Richardson Hospital. We're allowed to test people Friday and Saturday coming into the emergency room. 93% of people coming through the emergency room for whatever reason had alcohol or drugs in their body, okay? Out of the 93, 24% stayed overnight. Out of the 24%, 2% died. Were them 2% reported as alcohol? No. It was car accident, fire in the kitchen, whatever. It was not reported as alcoholism. The studies that we've done and the information out there, the numbers are not right, guys. So when they say, 2,000 alcoholics die a year, try a day. That'll be more like it. But there's too much tax to be earned off alcohol, so they're not going to tell us the truth.
Wow, that is crazy. So I'm curious. Are your daughters still in your life now?
So this is where this is what I think God pays you back. After 30 years, 4 years ago, I'm a concierge doctor, which means if a text goes, there's probably a plane waiting for me, and I've got to go. That's what people pay for. Ping! 2:00 in the morning. I got my text. I looked at it like that, and it says Charlie, my daughter, and she says, "Hey, Dad." Jeff, she called me Dad. I've just seen you on TV in England. This is about time. I don't believe what everyone told me. I want to see you, and I've got something to show you. So we're a multi-million-dollar company. As you can tell, we have people around us. So within 2 hours, we're on a plane heading back to England. We stayed in a hotel overnight, and we're walking there, which is like a 5-minute walk. I was crying. I was shaking. I said to my wife, "I can't do this. I can't do this." And we got to a door, and I'm just about to turn around and leave because of the fear and the shame and the remorse and the guilt that I've been through. She opened the door unexpectedly. We hugged each other. And then we cried, and then she took me by my hand. And she walked me into a living room. And she handed me my 3-month-old granddaughter.
Oh.
That girl is my lead therapist in my Manchester office today. I see them every day on Zoom. I visit them 4 times a year. I have a granddaughter that calls me granddad. And then about 4 months ago, from today, my youngest daughter got in contact with me. So it's all been fixed. It's all come back. The amount of time that a father and my daughter help another father and his daughter is uncanny. But that's what we do, if we do the right thing, if we pursue and really believe that you can do anything you want to do. You see, here's my deal. I would hate anybody to get to the age of 80 years old, look back in their life and realize there was nobody watching you and you really could have done anything you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. I'd hate for that to happen because it's the truth. There's 2 kinds of people in this world, guys. The guys that love you for who you are and the guys that want to be you. You have to always remember that when we're coming away from some kind of illness like addiction. These people look up to you and are jealous of you. You see, everybody's jealous about what I have, but nobody's jealous how I got here. Nobody's jealous of the nights I wanted to die. No one's jealous of the children, the birthdays I missed, the crying at Christmas because I didn't see my children, the poverty, the shame. Nobody's jealous of that. They're jealous because I bought a $300,000 car or wear a 50 grand road. No. You have to come on my journey to realize where we are today. And that's what you'll find, guys. The world is open. I've just opened, okay? Picture this. I'm in Texas, San Antonio, Texas. It's Tex-Mex. It's Mexican food, man. It's steaks and everything. I said, this was like 2 years ago, I'm going to bring my sister and brother-in-law over, and I'm going to open an English tea shop, fish and chips and afternoon teas and all that, right next door to my office. My guy came over and said, "Rob, you are insane. You're in Texas, man. It's the highest grossing restaurant in San Antonio for the last 6 months." Yes. None of us had experience. I don't know how to turn a cup. My sister's no idea. But because we put our mind to it and we didn't listen to the naysayers, it happens. It really does. And the mind and the thought and projecting and it all works, guys. It all works.
Yeah, that is crazy because I know when I was going through my recovery, like after my accident, that I had so many people telling me that I couldn't do things that wouldn't be possible for me, and that I could just give up now because there's nothing more out there for me. I always told him no. I always said that, look, I do more for myself. And I have proved all those people, all those doctors, all those naysayers completely wrong. And that's what I want to help other people do. Know that they have the ultimate power in their life. Understand that they are more powerful than they believe.
More powerful than they can ever imagine. I
Yes.
mean, there's so many truths out there that people have done that. I mean, look at I have. I have no. I'm not political. I don't give a damn who's running the country. It makes no difference to me. But a few years ago, we can't forget the fact that we had a business and run the country for 4 years with no political experience whatsoever. How does that work? So if you want to come up to me and give me excuses why you can't do whatever you want to do, I'm going to call you a liar or a non-believer because somebody's put that there again. So it's only people that tell us we can't do stuff. You know, I'm happy every day. Me and my wife dance in the bathroom. We work together. We play together. People go, how can you do that, man? You can't have a happy life every day. My answer is always the same. Says who?
Yeah.
Who's making these rules up? Who's making these rules up, Jeff, that you can't get back to who you are today? Who's making these rules up, Jeff, that you can't be the #1 podcaster in the fucking world? Who's making the rules up? Because I don't like the rules anymore. The rules will be there to be breaking from me. Don't tell me I can't do something because I'll do it. Against all the odds, I'll do it. I've proven it. You've proven it, Jeff, from what I see here. Julie's proven it. I mean, this is what we do. We lead others into greatness because unless we've been through our stuff, how can we teach anybody else? I mean, look at me. Oh, Dr. Rob, what do you know in your big house? You've never been homeless? Check. Lost your kids? Check. Stabbed to death? Check. It's all checked off. You see, this isn't, when I look back at my life, my homelessness was that homelessness. It was like a semester at Harvard University. That's what it was. I've just lost 153 pounds over the last 18 months. Why? This. Not the eating. I ate the same. It's this. Julie just said, I want to lift her can't wait on. Yes. Yeah. If you can tap into the mind where that comes from, which we do daily, the subconscious brain wakes us up in the morning. We'll go into that shortly if you want. You've got to get rid of that guy. But imagine if we can tap into the part of the mind where you can lift a 200-pound cat. Well, we can. We can every single day. And every single day, you've got to be happy. You know, every single day, things start happening to you. Every single day, you know, you've got a chance to change the world. And if you don't think you can change the world, guys, do me a favor. Do this with me. Next time you're in a built-up area of people, like shopping mall or something, find somebody walking towards you with nice sneakers. As he walks up to you, I want you to say 2 words to him. Nice sneakers. That's all. He's going to go, oh, thanks, man. Turn around, watch him walk away. He's going to look down his sneakers at least 2 or 3 times. You've just changed his life. When he goes home to the girlfriend or wife, because he's happy now, she's happy. It's called the mirroring part of the brain. So now the neuroscience takes over, and you've just changed 2 or 3 people's life from 2 freaking words. 2 words, guys. Not a sentence, not a mark, 2 words. So if you can change your life in 2 words, imagine what you can do with an hour with somebody. Yeah. Rocket into the 4th dimension, guys. You have to believe that the power of the mind is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And to get through this and sit there quiet and not say anything about it, not lead people to, use your the shit air to become your grace, this acid going forward, or shame on you. You've not gone through all that just to stay quiet. I saw this thing in a magazine a few years ago. I was doing a conference in Canada. It said the controversial doctor from Texas. And when I got there, I said, I'm not controversial. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm telling how you can live. I'm telling you how you can change your life. I don't believe in the medical fraternity. I'm sorry, but for psych stuff, I don't believe in it. If you have heart problems, take the freaking pills. But I don't believe in it. The food industry gets us sick, and the pharmaceutical companies keep us sick. A well person in America is no good to anybody. They can't sell you a pill. They can't stick you in treatment or a big hospital bill. You're not good to them. So there's a new movement now, guys, where we're pulling away from that. we're pulling away from that. Let's go. If I get depressed, first thing I say is, I think I'll go to the doctor. The wife goes, yeah, go to the doctor, you're depressed. I go to the doctor, are you depressed? Yeah, take this medication.
And then you're more depressed.
Exactly. Well, it doesn't ask about your eating, your family life, your exercise. No, it just gives you a pill. Okay. Then we take it for the rest of our lives to stay happy. We had a woman in the other day. She said, Dr. Robb, I'm so depressed. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. How long has this been going on? About 5 years now. Wow. Do you take anything for that? Yeah, the doctor gave me Wellbutrin. Oh, how long have you been taking the Wellbutrin? About 3 years now. When did you think it's going to kick in? When you keep taking this medication and nothing's happening, man. See, we don't heal from the outside, guys. We heal from the inside. Think about that.
It's crazy. Excuse me. I speak to the 6th grade here in my town every year. And what I do with them is I teach them that happiness is an inside job. And that's just like, I don't know, it's just neat that other people are talking about that too.
Yeah, it's the reality of what's going on. Nobody's going to take care of your health, guys, pertaining to psych or illnesses, or no one's taking care of your health. It's up to you to find out, to research what you're dealing with. How can we recover from something we know nothing about? We can go into you and Julie can go into that high street right now, and we can pull 10 people and say, what's an alcoholic? And they will is someone who drinks alcohol. Not the truth. It's a mental illness for which there is no cure.
See, I would have said that.
Yeah, it's that people don't know because the companies that surround us don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that you can get well and start pulling away from the norm. Champions are built every single day. Champions are built every single day. If you're careful what you eat, if you know how to control the mind over matter, mind over the brain, if we can control the brain every morning, to feed the mind every morning, which is energy, to feed the brain, to control the central nervous system, can't we have a great day every day? The answer is yes, and yes, of course we can control the mind.
Yes. Every day I wake up, first thing I do is I post on Facebook. I don't check anything, but I go up there and I post a single message. I am so thankful to be given today, and I will make it a great day. And people don't understand that because I do that, I set myself up to have that great day.
Yeah,
I can easily refuse everybody else that tries to give me permission or tries to ruin my day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool to me. So I need to ask, do you have any contact information for other people that are looking to reach out to you or look for you to help them?
Yeah, so if you're listening and not watching, I spell my name with 2 B's, so it's ROBBKELLY.com. Jump on the website, come and have some fun on all social medias. Also, breathbox.studio is the new software we're talking about. We'll do it online. It'll change your life in 30 minutes. Otherwise, it's free for you. It's crazy. Oh, and if you're in America, I have a book. It's what the last thing my daughter said to me was, Daddy, please stop drinking. If you mention Jeff or come and find me, I'll sign a copy for you. It's free of charge. I'll mail it off free of charge, and you can enjoy that. Don't buy it off Amazon, please. We've never sold a copy yet. I always give it away because that's what we do.
That's amazing. So I need everybody out there, including you, Doc, to do me a favor this week, next week, and for the rest of your life. I need you to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when those seconds are going to run out on your one life. And that's all we get, guys. I'll see you back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And thank you again, Doc. I truly appreciate your wise words.
Thank you, man. It's great to be here.
Appreciate you.